We live on 6th Street and Avenue C. So on 6 and B is a big community garden. And we would every morning we would take the M9 bus and it would stop right in front of there, pick to go towards Chinatown. Like from 1987 to 89.
Hmm.
I was in the middle of elementary school. Now, the bus is on a different route, but and then looking over the fence and seeing this massive structure where there's all these dolls just being piled up, and there was always this half-naked man called Eddie putting stuff up there. And so we're little kids, and he saw us, and he really liked my brother and I, and he encouraged us to kind of like hang out with him. So when my parents were not home, we just kind of went out in the streets and went to the garden and followed him around, and he would walk through the garden and showed us different plants, and we would just kind of like look up, and maybe try to help him find some dolls and stuff like that to put up on the thing. And he kind of said, "Hey, why don't you tell your mom to, rent one of the plots here? It's only $12 a year." He was really cool, and he just kind of tell us a lot of different stories, and then describe different plants, and say like how he kind of climbed up, and where he added things, and we just kind of it was a kind of a playground that was safe in a way because they were almost like our chaperones, the adults, while our parents were gone. And then my mom decided, okay, fine, it's only $12. That's something that like I guess I can afford, and rented one of the plots. And so we had our own little plot of dirt to grow whatever we want. So then we got seeds from the supermarket and just put all kinds of stuff. And then Eddie would come by and look at when my brother and I would go there and like water our plot. And Eddie would like kind of say, "Hey, good job, guys. It's gonna grow quickly." And even when he was much older, he had trouble walking, and he was his crutch. But we'd see him, and he kind of remembered us for like as long as he lived, because we always saw him at the bus stop, and he would sit there in a chair later on when he couldn't walk as well. I guess it was an obituary, or maybe just like a dedication piece to him in the paper. I was like, wow, I had no idea. And I showed my brother. I was like, "Did you know Eddie was this guy?" And he was pretty surprised too. He passed away, but he was considered like a huge icon in the neighborhood. I just knew him when I was a kid as like Eddie, the guy who walks around without a shirt on. The things you remember about the neighborhood, like the people that are kind of to us legendary now, like progressives. There was folks that lived there. They did what they can to make the place a little better.